Well, I've not forgotten about the BSA A65 engine I'm in the middle of rebuilding, and there's also another one that's arrived in kit form for someone else to do after that. But here we've got a BSA A65 Lightning Clubman, and the owner has asked me to check this one over, just do the basics, verify that the ignition timing is okay, balance the carburetors, check valve clearances, all basic stuff like that really. I've already had it running. I started it up just to sort of have a listen and see for myself what it was like when it got here. It was pretty good. But I thought I'd start by checking the ignition timing, and as we can see there, it's got electronic ignition, so that means if it had points I could have done the full advance timing against piston position before top dead centre quite easily actually. But the trouble is, the downside with the electronic ignition is, although they give you markings for static timing, which will normally get the engine running, and if you're lucky it'll run fine, the only way that you can actually accurately set the full advance timing is to go around the other side and make marks on the alternator rotor and the stator to give the full advance firing position, and then use a strobe. And I've just taken the primary cover off actually, and I've got a plunger in there instead of a spark plug to see where top dead center is. And on the alternator rotor you've got your marks obviously, and someone's put a mark on the stator already for checking the ignition timing, you would think, but in fact that represents top dead center, so that's no good for using a strobe with. And let's see if we can see all of this, but basically you should be able to see that the plunger tops out when the lines coincide. Well, that's no good for the strobe, because what I need to strobe it is another mark, probably roughly around about here on the rotor, to represent the full advanced firing position. And when I have the strobe on it, you'll want the fully advanced line lining up with the static one. So what I've got to do now is ascertain where the full advanced line needs to be, put it on there, and then hopefully I'm good to go with the strobe, and I can verify whether we are actually firing at the correct time at full advance or not, or whether it wants a bit of adjustment or whatever. But that is the only way you can do it with electronic ignitions like this. Like I say, with points you can really do it statically, but not a problem once it's set, as long as you don't sort of let the timing slip on the stator or anything. You're good to go. But next up I'll be marking that rotor for full advance, and we'll take it from there, and I'll get the strobe on it and make sure that it is timed correctly for full advance.